It's not every car wash that I wash my engine bay. However, every 3 to 6 months I do like to complete what I would call a maintenance detail on the engine bay. This engine bay is in my partner's 2012 Volkswagen Tiguan that's covered 130,000 miles now. However, it's been previously heavily degreased, so all it needs is maintenance to keep on top of it. To start with, I like to pop off the engine cover. It has 4 little plastic poppers, and this is usually the case with most modern cars now, so it's worthwhile doing this step. It takes all of 5 seconds. Pop the engine cover off and you'll get a more thorough, deeper clean, accessing the top of the engine and all of the ancillaries that come off the engine. Notice a lot of this is plastic, so it will be very easy to clean up and it shouldn't be too dirty. To complete this, I'll be using Finesse Avalanche, Finesse Verso and Finesse Dressle. That will be accompanied by my Kranzle K10 122 pressure washer, running at about 900 psi. This will be accompanied by a selection of wheel tools and a bit of shampoo that I normally use on a wheel clean. Now to start, I take my Kranzle K10 and I run it at, like I say, around 900 to 1000 psi, so it's a reduced pressure for this pressure washer. However, that is plenty to knock off the dust and dirt in this engine bay. I actually left this engine bay around 6 months now, so it could build up a little bit more and look a little bit better for a video. Take your pressure washer or garden hose as it has it, both are just as effective, and set to work. Notice I haven't put any carrier bags, plastic bags, tin foil, cling film, removed anything, because to be honest these engine bays are pretty robust. I know there's a lot of videos that will show you to cover things up, however, personally I've never found the need. Don't put the head of your jet wash into an alternator or a battery, and to be honest, you should be fine. Just use your common sense when cleaning an engine bay, as with the rest of your car. But like I say, just ensure you do give it a thorough rinse down, getting into all the nooks and crannies, making sure you get all those hard to reach areas to knock off as much dirt as possible. Next, I like to take Finesse Avalanche and completely soak the engine bay. Most of the light dust will have come off in the pre-rinse. However, Avalanche will be enough just to get some of that further grime away. As long as your engine is not too hot, allow Avalanche to dwell for as long as you can before drying out. Between 5 to 10 minutes is great if possible. Next, take your pressure washer or garden hose again and give the engine bay a thorough rinse down. Now if I was doing this on a 3-monthly basis, as normally I would, actually this stage is normally all that's required, because if you're keeping on top of it, all you should need is a basic rinse and a basic clean. An Avalanche performs that on an engine bay perfectly, as it won't get too muddy, it's just road dust. Now ensure at this stage, if this is your 3-monthly engine bay maintenance detail, that you rinse thoroughly, because you want to remove all of the Avalanche that is in the engine bay. However, if not, we will follow up with a second snow foaming after this step. Now if you do require a little bit more bite, now I like to take Avalanche and add a little bit of Finesse Verso. In my bottle here I've got 100 ml of Avalanche and 100 ml of Verso. Again, we just soak down the engine bay in the cleaning solutions and set to work with our selection of different wheel tools. I personally like to use a synthetic microfibre style or synthetic lamb's wool wash mitt, which is normally used on the wheels to cover all of the larger surfaces such as the top of battery boxes, fuse boxes, air boxes, big bottles and other such locations. Then I'll take two Auto Finesse detailing brushes. One will be a slightly longer hog hair detailing brush, and the second, funnily enough, is their interior detailing brush, which is a slightly shorter hair. However, I do prefer the white bristles on this. Thirdly, I'll take a easy detail wheel brush, which you would normally use for cleaning the barrels of the wheels. This is beneficial as a lot of these plastic surfaces in your engine bays will dive down 30 to 40 centimeters, so it's very, very good for cleaning where your normal detailing brush can't reach. And actually, sometimes a lot of these areas don't get accessed on an engine bay detail because people can't fit a 1-inch detailing brush down there. So take the extra 30-40 seconds per section and just agitate that with an easy detail brush as well, because all of the junk you'll remove from the top's only going to fall down the sides, so ensure the sides are clean as well. Now, one area that's commonly missed is actually behind your front grille or behind the slam panel, and that's the back of the radiator. Again, on modern engine bays it's usually covered with plastic covers and fans and all sorts, but take the time to get a wash mitt or your easy detail brush down there and give it a thorough scrub out before you do rinse. Again, it's just one of those little 5% parts of the detail that will make it that bit better. Once that's done and all of your lower surfaces are done, it's now time to take your pressure washer or garden hose and give the engine bay a thorough rinse down again. Like I say, now we know we're done with cleaners, so I like to go at it with the jet wash here and ensure that the engine bay is fully clean. Notice that I'll get down the sides of the air boxes and the fuse boxes. That's to ensure all of the chassis legs that are actually colour coded to the vehicle are clean, as well as the plastics on the uppers. Again, like the pre-wash, this might take a little longer than you would consider, however it's worth taking the time. This engine bay maintenance detail should take no longer than, say, 20 minutes as a whole anyway, if you get your head into it prior to doing your normal wash on your vehicle. Once that's done, it's time to do the underside of the bonnet. Again, as before, take your garden hose or jet wash and give it a rinse down first, ensuring all the loose dust and dirt is knocked off. Next, I jump straight in with some Verso and Avalanche, the same mix that I previously used, and I just give it a good soaking. But notice I'm not soaking the carpet underside of the bonnet or the sound insulation. These can become noticeably heavy and actually sag over time due to too much water getting into them, so I try and avoid that. Here on the underside of the bonnet, I will just take a wash mitt as it's painted and I'll just give it a gentle scrub all the way around, ensuring that everything's agitated and the dirt is removed. Notice that the underside of the bonnet is done in the second half of the engine bay detail. Controversial to some, however I like to do it this way, as if I had done all of this, and then started bending over the engine bay and started detailing the engine afterwards, I would have got covered in used cleaner or water, and by the time I'd finished detailing my engine bay, my t-shirt would have been as wet as my engine bay. So I like to take the time and do this on the second half of the engine bay detail. It takes an extra 2 minutes, and maybe you just need to give the engine a quick blast over afterwards just to remove any dirt that was run down. Finally, the last piece in the puzzle to clean is your engine cover that you previously removed. Take a bucket, sit it on top of a bucket, sit it on top of some old microfibre towels or some towels, and just give it a soaking down with some all-purpose cleaner. Again, this is kept fairly clean, however, as it's not exactly an expensive product, I just like to take a liberal amount of Verso and an Auto Finesse interior detail brush again, and just give it a real good scrub down. And once that's done, I'll take my wash mitt that is in my shampoo in the bucket, which all the tools are kept clean in, and just give it a neutralise with some shampoo, and then finally rinse it. Now, with all your cleaning said and done and everything rinsed off, it's time to take the time to finish the engine bay off right, and that's done with a water-based spray-on dressing. In this case, again, to finish the trio, it's Auto Finesse Dressle all-purpose dressing. This I buy in a 5 litre, and I just empty out into a 1 litre Auto Finesse spray bottle with a grey trigger head. Once in the bottle, liberally spray on. You can dust it on, but for me, I like to take the time and ensure that everything's thoroughly and well coated from top to bottom, ensuring all of the cracks and crevices are well protected for the 3 to 6 months ahead. Again, make sure you take the time to get down the side of the airboxes, the lower part of the skull that's covered by the engine bay, and the chassis legs, as well as there are small rubbers and wires that run down there that also need dressing. The same with where you cleaned, ensure you get into all of the areas. Again, down the back of the radiator, all of these parts are plastic, so they all need protecting properly. Take the extra 2 seconds and do the job properly. Makes the engine bay pop completely. Once the engine bay is done, again, take the time just to give your engine bay cover a little squirt with some dressing. Unfortunately, on the day that I was doing this, I washed the vehicle, and by the time I'd finished and washed the vehicle, it had started to rain, so I left the engine bay to dry overnight and then come back to it the following day. As you can see, Auto Finesse Dressle dries lovely, however it's always worth just taking a dry, clean microfibre towel and nipping down any high spots of dressing just to ensure you get an even coverage over the course of the heavier plastic areas on the engine bay. Once that's done, take your engine cover and just pop it back into place. This one here has 4 poppers, one on either corner, and pops back in very easy. Again, just take a microfibre towel and then buff back over just so you get any oils from your hands or any high spots of the cleaner or dressing back off. Now with that all said and done, your maintenance detail's done. As you can see, Dressle leaves a lovely factory finish sheen, and it's all you need on a maintenance detail. As always, thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. All of the products are linked in the product box below, and be sure to share, comment, like and subscribe for more detailing videos in the near future. Cheers!